Like when you actually are in your element, you attract better things. Well, hello. Welcome back to the On Call podcast. My name is Cody Nichols, your host. Thank you so much for being here. It is October. It's the end of October, almost November. It's my favorite time of year. It's fall. I am like, I've got my sweater weather. I'm ready. It's Florida. It's still hot outside, but it's okay. I'm pretending it's not. And I'm going to New York next week, actually, for my birthday. And so, we'll get to have a little bit of cold weather. And also, we have a podcast episode coming out next Monday. It will be like a birthday kind of special episode. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But anyways, that's all the housekeeping things. Life has been crazy. This is the first Saturday I've really had in a while to just actually be sitting at home. I'm like in pajama pants right now. It's amazing. But, I love this time of year because obviously the weather, but also it just feels kind of romantic. Something about fall, just, I think it's like the pumpkins, the coffees, the like Hallmark movies start coming out, even though I don't really like Hallmark, but whatever. It just feels like romantic. It's cuffing season. Is that what they say? It's cuffing season. And my point being, what better time to talk about tapping into your feminine energy than now? So that's what we're doing today. How to tap into your feminine. And for those of you who don't know, like, what that even means, y'all are probably like, Cody, what are you talking about? It's okay. I got you. I have a definition that I will share. It's just from Google, but then I'll also kind of give you like my condensed version of that. So, if you do a quick Google search, tapping into your feminine, they'll basically say it's a powerful force that can be used to cultivate inner strength, emotional intelligence, and resilience. It can also be used to attract positive experiences and opportunities into one's life. And so this is really the idea for women of harnessing your energy. And I've actually found that this is so true. Like, I became really interested in this subject a while ago. So I kind of was like watching some YouTube videos on it, researching some things. And I'm like, oh, I feel like my dating life actually got better. I feel like my confidence was better. I'm not saying it's perfect, but definitely improved since implementing things that I read about for this subject. And there's a lot of also, like, when you search up the definition on Google, it'll give you a lot of like ways to tap into your feminine. And so some of those I'll talk about today. Some of the things are just my own personal opinions and kind of like ways to do this. And this goes for men too, except it would be tap into your masculine, but I'm not really going to talk about that much today. So, cause obviously can't speak a whole lot on that, but if you're a guy watching this, this could be good for you to know. Maybe. So anyways, I want to start off by saying that, again, being in your feminine, being in your element, the first thing to note is like, there's a balance. I think there's this idea, being an independent woman is kind of the thing now, right? Like, I am very much an independent person. Naturally, I work, I like to do things for myself. I don't feel like I have to have someone else do something for me. Like, I can buy my own dinner, I can hold my own door open, I can whatever, right? And so, I spend a lot of time alone, and so I've really like become comfortable in that. Like, I do the little solo trips and dates all the time, things like that. And while that's great, I think balancing that and dependence is super important because obviously, yes, I can hold a door open for myself, but if a guy is going to hold a door open for me, I'm not going to stop him. Like if a guy wants to go on a date with me, I am fully capable of planning something great. I'm a great planner, like a certified planner. Not really, but you know, I should be. Anyways, but you know, if a man wants to take me out, like I'm going to let him plan the date. I'm going to let him pick a place, make a reservation, whatever, you know, I'm old fashioned. So, you know, I expect him to pick up the tab, etc. And so that's kind of where I have learned there's like a line, you know, and yes, I'm fully capable of taking myself out to dinner, but can I let someone else do that for me? Yes, I can. And so that's like, and that could be controversial. I think people might have different opinions on that, but that's kind of what I found is helpful for me is the balance. My second point I want to say, tapping into your feminine, is do what makes you feel unique and special. Like actually, as a woman, think about the things that just light you up inside that make you feel so good and confident. Like for me, you know, I love the gym. I love shopping. I love fashion. I like to travel and write. Those things make me feel really artistic and creative. Like I have my notes, you know, in a notebook on paper because I like to write on paper. And, you know, I've had actually really surprisingly guys make me feel bad before about the things that I was into or liked. And, you know, even girls, like I've had people like say the stuff that I liked they thought was stupid or kind of like cringy or whatever, because you know I do social media too, and I mean that's also my job. But you know what I've learned is it does not matter. Like literally whatever people have to say, veto it, because the thing is you need to tap into your feminine. To do that, you need to do what you actually like to do, and you need to not feel embarrassed about it. You like to travel, you like this kind of clothes makes you feel confident, wear it, do it, whatever. Like, you know, don't be embarrassed about the things you like. And that's one thing I can say I'm actually really happy about now is I don't feel embarrassed anymore about liking what I like. And I'm pretty honest about it too. Like I think it's, you know, good to have staples. Like people know, for an example, I wear black all the time. People tend to associate now black clothes with me, or I'll have friends send me a picture of something, be like, oh, you would really like this, or you would so wear this. And I'm like, you're right, because I have established that's my style. And, you know, that was a whole thing too. I'm kind of also bougie, like a little bit. And so I like to dress up. I like to, you know, I love business casual clothes, and I'll wear it on a normal day sometimes just cuz. And I used to feel embarrassed about that because like I live in South Florida, so you know my style is more like Chicago, New York suburbs, but I live in literally a farm neighborhood, and so obviously like it looks a little out of place sometimes. You know, the style where I live is more beachy boho, like just wearing flip-flop vibes. And so it took me a while to really feel confident and comfortable to still wear what I wanted to wear. And what I have found that is like, I don't regret it. I'm so happy that I stuck to all of those things because the right guy, like also, I mean, guys, friends, whatever you're trying to attract into your life, opportunities, jobs, I genuinely think what you put out comes back. And so no regrets there. No regrets. Some might say. That's my second point. So again, like take time to think about it. What do you like to wear? What do you like to do? That stuff actually does matter. It might seem like it doesn't, but it really, really does. The third thing, and I love this point, it was from Google, is surround yourself with other women who support you. And I think that's so true. Like, it's great to have obviously guy friends and guys in your life, but as a woman, like have women in your life who actually motivate you. Talk to someone who's a little bit better or further along than you. You're going to want to do what they do, or you're like the people you're around, you become like, and whatever. Have women who will encourage you, who will understand you. And, you know, I like to have usually, like I have a couple people I would consider mentors in my life. I have really good friends who I can just check in with sometimes. Obviously I'm very close with my mom, and, you know, I have went to therapy before. I haven't in a while, but I had for a period of time. And I think like it's super healthy to go to therapy, get counseling, all the things. And so that's kind of my third point. And I do want to just say, like, at the end of the day, you know, don't be embarrassed about yourself, your personality. You know, I'm inherently introverted, but I've learned to embrace that. And I think that's something that actually, you know, maybe a lot of people might look for. And I don't act like I'm not. I don't act like I'm something I'm not. You know, I don't go out here advertising myself to be the super outdoorsy girl, like wearing camo everywhere and all this stuff, and like with a fishing pole, because that would be false advertisement. That's like pretty far from it. Doesn't mean I'm not open. Like, doesn't mean I'm not open to trying those things, because I am. But, you know, I think honesty is also important. Like, be honest. Like, don't brand yourself as something that you're not, you know, because then you could have an embarrassing situation later where, like, let's say you tell someone, oh yeah, I love football and I love these football teams, but you don't. So then later they're like, you know, inviting you to go watch football and you have no idea what's going on. Like, don't, you know, I've been in that situation. Don't pretend. Don't try to be something you're not. It's not going to work. It's, yeah. And, you know, the root of all of this, obviously I've talked about this before, like, because of my faith, like, I believe that God made me for a purpose. I believe he made me for the right person. And I don't think he makes accidents. I don't think he makes mistakes. And Psalms 139:14, I think it was. I think you might want to double check me on that. It's a verse that talks about how we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And, you know, that's enough for me. I'm like, I obviously, you know, spent enough time with myself, and I'm comfortable with myself where you're like, yes, I have confidence and I, you know, have been able to learn what I like and whatever. But above that, like, I just know that God made me unique for a purpose, for, you know, that right person that I might end up with one day. And I don't have to question that. And, you know, I think that's a really good spot to be in. And that's like, if you get anything from this episode, I would say just feel confident in the fact that you were made unique, and don't change what you were intended to do and be, you know, because, like, it's not my place to do that. So anyways, this is kind of maybe a different take on tapping into your feminine, but I hope that y'all like this, and I hoped it was helpful. There's a lot of videos and resources on this topic, and I definitely think it's worth, like, you know, seeing what other women might say too about it. But this is just what my thoughts are, and I do think it'll improve, like, you know, maybe you're just wanting to, like, really feel more like yourself. This will help with that. Maybe you're dating, like, maybe you've been on a bunch of crappy dates and you're like, okay, you know, I need to attract some better things into my life, better people. This is a really good start. And so, yeah, well, that's all I have for you today. Y'all know the drill. Be sure to like, subscribe, all the things. Comment or DM me if you want to see more stuff like this, or maybe you have other videos you might like to see. And thank you again so much for all the support. I love you all, and I will see you next time.